In this video, I'm going to show you how you can export your project for Linux, and actually this will work with DOS too. But let's look at Linux in this particular video, although the concept is simple. So there is a way to export a portable binary version of your program, and basically what this is it's kind of a Z80 program with some of the opcodes changed, but it's a format that is designed to be run by a virtual machine. So you need a player to run this portable binary format. So if you wanted to build your project and run it on a Raspberry Pi or run it on Linux or Ubuntu or whatever, just you'd open up your project and you go to the export menu and you'd select portable binary, and that is going to build your project and put it in a directory which is your project name _VM for virtual machine. So if I went into the my file explorer and I went into my project file, or I went into my Lantern directory, I would see a folder there, Heinlein Station 4 _VM. Why is that Heinlein Station 4? That's the name of the project. So it's the project file _VM. So if I pop over to that folder and look in there, you will see the output file. And there it is. So there's the binary. Now, if you want to play this, you need to build the player. So that's just your program. This is not a standalone executable. It's kind of like think of it as a DAT file or a Z machine file or something, but you need an interpreter to run it. So let's look at how to build the interpreter. Now, under the Lantern folder, there is a directory or a folder called Players, and in there are players for different platforms. So here's the one for DOS, here's the one for Windows, but the one for Linux you have to build from source, and the instructions for doing that are in there. It's a very simple instructions. Oops, I guess I haven't saved them yet, but let's walk through them now. All you have to do is open up a command shell here, and let me just what have I got here? Okay, so let me delete the folder that I have, and I'll build it all over again just to show you that this works. Okay, so here's my command line prompt. There's my game. That's the file or the game that I'm going to play. So how do I build the interpreter? I just have to clone the Git repository that's got all the source code for it. So that's git clone http://github.com/Evan C. Wright /light with a capital L, capital C, light C. Light is the interpreter, right? So what does a Lantern produce? It produces light. So that was the idea. All right, so let's clone that repository, and if we do an ls-lrt now, you can see that code has been cloned into a folder here. Let's cd into that folder, light C, and you can see here we've got all the source code for the interpreter. It's basically a Z80 virtual machine. And to build it, you just have to type make, and it's going to crank away, crank. Okay, it's done. So I am actually building in Cygwin right now. So the on Windows, so the thing got renamed exe. But let's say we didn't want it. You can, if you build it on Linux, it wouldn't get named exe. But that's your interpreter right there. So what you want to do is copy that somewhere, into your path file, like, user bin or something like that. Put that thing somewhere on your path. So let's do that. I'm going to move that file. I'll copy it, light.exe ... I'll move it back up a directory. Then I'll move back up a directory, and let's ls-lrt again. So there's our interpreter, light, and now let's play our game. The command not found /light Heinlein. There it is, Heinlein Station Phobos Mars. Okay, so now look, there you go. So there's our game running on Linux. Open locker. Okay, take suit. Wear suit. And that's it. So you just have to build the interpreter on whatever Linux system you're on, and that's it. Just put it on your path, and then when you want to play a game, build it as a portable binary, and then you can run it using the light command, right? Light.exe. And if you don't run it, if you forget to put the file name there, it'll tell you the usage. So that's it. That's all you have to do. Just clone that Git repository, type make, and then move the output binary, the executable to your path, and then that's it. You're up and running. And then I will make sure that those instructions that I just told you are in that file. So when you download the latest version of Lantern, you will have those, and you can build your interpreter.